up in 1735, up there full of young boys with misdemeanor allegations who were treated differently to those who steal millions.
Yes.
And they are stowed away in that dungeon without any form of rehabilitation. Just today, I represented a young mother of 3 who was lost in 1735. For 71 days she was there. And she's accused of disorderly conduct that carries a maximum penalty of 21 days.
Wow.
And she was lost there for 71 days.
Wow.
I was in court today, or was it yesterday? And I sat and I listened to the justice meeting out to a young man who reported that he actually was out of curfew. But the reason why he was out on the road is that he came home from work and he had no water. So he went to the pipe which is just outside his yard. But when he went to that pipe, there was no water there. So he went to another pipe down the road and the police came, saw him filling the water bottle. And he says to them, he want water to wash his hand. But they lock him up. For 3 days he was locked up. So he lost his job. He came to the court, he told the magistrate, I am guilty, I was out of curfew, but this is the explanation. The magistrate say, $1,000, can you pay it next week? He's not working. He lost his job, how is he going to pay it next week? But then I went up to the officer in charge of the curfew and I asked him about what is the real reason that you're locking up these poor people, facing jail, asked to pay money that they cannot afford just for a curfew violation, especially with a good explanation. He says to me that it's not only the police, it's also the courts. So I asked him what he means. He said, well, he had a case where a man who was from India, who tested positive for COVID. And while he was positive, he went to the supermarket to mix with the public. Not only once, but twice, 2 different occasions he went, and he was arrested and taken before the court. But he says, somebody who is cool and also smooth told him that they're not the magistrate. So it's not going to be no problem. But he told me when the case came to be heard, the magistrate told him he understand, reprimand and discharge, and pay 500 on the other charge.
Imagine that.
I am saying we can do better. We can do better. The COVID regulations about health and safety, they're not criminal acts.
No.
It is not to be criminalized. It's health and safety.
That's right.
And we must do better.